In this video, we will be tasting and talking about our summer and fall 2022 harvests of Red Jade Black Tea. We're here tasting ecochateas summer and fall harvests 2022 of our Red Jade Black Tea. We just finished up our summer batch, which was harvested in the first week of July, and we're now on to our fall batch, which was harvested the last week of August. The fall batch is our third batch this year. We shared a batch that was harvested in late May first. And then we had a special when the summer batch arrived in July because our spring growing season here in Taiwan was unusual in the sense that it remained cold right through May, basically, or relatively cold. And all the tea crops grew unusually, basically slowly, and turned out a little bit like winter tea, which is good for oolongs, except if you like spring tea more. But for black tea, the highest quality is produced from when the growing season is hot, basically. So summer and fall, second and third flushes are the prime crops of the year. The late May crop normally would be second flush. The plants definitely are producing new leaf material starting in March and can be harvested in early April, typically. Our source has started to make white tea from his first flush and also from his final flush, his winter crop, basically. And then he'll get 2 or 3 crops of black tea, basically, or he'll process his in-between crops when the weather's hot. And what it does is produce a higher concentration of certain polyphenol compounds in the leaves that provide more flavor when the leaves are fully oxidized, as in black tea. So we really enjoyed our early July batch of tea, and when we just went to source the late August batch, we also thought it was quite good. And when I just brewed these side by side, I brewed 7.5 grams of tea leaves in a 150 milliliter pot. That's basically a 1:20 ratio. For 45 seconds twice. First brew and second brew, both for 45 seconds. And while the leaves were still steaming, basically, I smelled the aroma off the lids of the cups. And my take today was that the summer batch had a more rich brown sugar or palm sugar, that kind of sweet note. That was the prominent, and then accompanied by the cooling clove, cinnamon, spearmint notes that you get specifically from the Red Jade cultivar. The fall batch was giving off much more of that classic and distinctive Red Jade quality of the cooling notes, or just herbaceous, kind of very heady, strong, I would say pungent herb character in the aromatic profile. Let's see what we got when we do. Now everything's cooled down to room temperature. Yeah, definitely Red Jade. No mistake there. I mean, our summer batch stood in contrast. The first flush was very mellow. I liked it. Red Jade is intense for me. I can enjoy it, but it has to be brewed delicately, relatively, and that's not the case with pretty much any oolong. In my personal experience, I can go as strong as the tea goes. But Red Jade, for me, I like it with a little more subtlety and complexity rather than the bold flavors, more concentrated from a stronger brew. Yeah, okay. It could just be that this is much fresher, but the aromatic notes are definitely indicating Red Jade more than the early July batch. This is just more balanced and kind of sweet, caramelly. I mean, it's not quite heavily sweet that way. Like dried fruit character, and the fall batch is what I remember the summer batch smelling like when it was first harvested. So it could be a freshness thing. Black tea, generally it's said that black tea improves with age in the sense that it mellows out and balances its flavor profile. So it'll get richer and deeper and more integrated. But when it's fresh, you get more of the volatile oils are still more intact, I guess, and you get more complexity. Okay, let's taste. Early July batch, first brew. Yeah, it really has it has done just that, integrated. I can taste that it's red jade very clearly, but there's a very deep base to this summer crop. Fall. Lighter, fruitier, and with that cooling red jade finish. Let's go for the second brew. The summer batch now being August, September, October, almost 4 months old, just about 4 months old, has settled into kind of a medicinal sweet herbal, kind of like if you were taking Chinese medicinal herbs and you needed things that were on the sweet side, like licorice, possibly cinnamon, warming root kind of vibes. This is a classic red jade, the second brew, even more so than the first brew. The colors do not vary greatly. I get a little more transparency and brightness in the fall batch. I'm guessing that all that means is that this is fresher and more alive, so to speak. Yeah, really nice hue, glowing hue. It could be the light, but it's a little bit lighter and brighter than the summer batch. The summer crop was picked at its immature stage, maybe half mature, because that's the best stock for making black tea in general. The fall batch is close behind, but just a little bit, I can see a little bit larger, just wider leaf material. I'm gonna go ahead and dump out the brewed leaves. A really nice sweet note. Kind of a fruit compote with a very, I keep thinking sugarcane or juggery, the palm sugar with that aromatic profile. Much more that cooling herbal factor. A lot of juice sticking to the cups here, or sap you might say. Since black tea, the leaves are rolled vigorously. The juice within the leaves, the sap within the leaves is exposed to air, and that's how we are able to oxidize the constituents within the leaves fully. Otherwise, if you didn't tear the leaves and squeeze them, squeeze the juice out of them, that stuff within the cellular walls would never oxidize fully. I mean, I see smaller leaves among the summer batch, and yeah, okay, the fall batch is slightly more mature, but not fully mature for sure. This is a large leaf type tea, red jade, or it's called number 18 due to the registration number. This is a cultivar that was published by the Tea Research and Extension Station in the early 2000s and has become quite popular here in Taiwan, mostly hailing from the Sun Moon Lake area in Nantou County, central Taiwan. It has a very distinctive profile. If you haven't tried red jade yet and you like black tea, especially more aromatic types of black tea, this is really worth trying. It's very distinctive. You won't find another tea that tastes like it. So we feel that the fall batch is another classic representation of a red jade coming from red jade capital, basically, Sun Moon Lake, Nantou County, Taiwan. And well within the hot, it didn't start even feeling a bit cooler until the last week, and it's now October 25th. So it stayed hot through August. We know that, no doubt. But this batch will last us through until the second flush of next year. So we'll have it on the shelf while it lasts. It is limited in supply, actually. We got the last bit. We can't promise that we're going to have it all the way through until late spring next year. Taiwan's claim to fame in terms of a made in Taiwan tea. This is a hybrid of the naturally occurring strain, the wild tea tree, and the Assam strain brought here by the Japanese in the early 1900s. You can read all about it on our product page and in our blog posts. We'll put the links to those in the comments below. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can keep up with all the news that we share direct from Taiwan. Thanks.